Good evening. I'm Ishita Sharma and this is IMC Times. Today, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget 2026-27 in Parliament. A budget aimed at fueling growth, jobs, infrastructure and India's long-term vision of Viksit Bharat. This isn't just numbers on paper. It's a blueprint for how India wants to compete and prosper in the world economy. In the next few minutes, we will break down what matters most, from the common man's wallet to future technologies, from rural farm fields to frontline industries. But first, what's the heartbeat of this budget?
Major income tax cut boosted disposable income and consumption pattern. Fiscal deficit was set at 4.4% of GDP. This year marks a clear shift from tax relief. It focuses on structural reform, execution and future-ready growth. So in short, Budget 2025 might have helped the citizen to breathe easier, but 2026 is asking the economy to run faster.
Means for citizens. A budget is not just about numbers, it shows how the government plans the country's development. This year the focus is on inclusive growth. The middle class get relief through better tax measures and saving options, helping manage daily expenses. For the youth, increased support for education, skill development and startups are aims to create more jobs. Farmers benefit from improved credit access, irrigation and modern farming support. The budget also promotes women empowerment by supporting women entrepreneurs and self-help groups. Investment in infrastructure, healthcare and digital services will improve connectivity and public facilities. In simple words, Budget 2026-27 focuses on growth that reaches every citizen.
India's digital future runs on one critical backbone, semiconductors. From smartphones and electric vehicles to defense systems and artificial intelligence, chips power everything. And in Budget 2026-27, the government has made its intent clear. Building on the success of India Semiconductor Mission 1.0, the Finance Minister has announced ISM 2.0, a major upgrade in India's chip ambition. This phase is not just about manufacturing chips. It focuses on producing semiconductor equipment and materials, developing full-stack Indian intellectual property, and strengthening supply chains to reduce global dependency. And a key highlight is the push for industry-led research and training centers. This means India will not only manufacture chips, but also create a highly skilled semiconductor workforce, preparing engineers, designers, and technicians for future technologies. Why does this matter? Because recent global chip shortages exposed how vulnerable economies are without domestic capability. ISM 2.0 aims to make India self-reliant, resilient and globally competitive in a sector that defines modern power. In simple terms, India is no longer just assembling electronics, it's designing the brain behind them.
Nirmala Sitharaman talked about improving education in India. She said the government wants education to help students get skills and job, not just degrees. She announced new Institute for Medical and Pharma Research to improve trainings, short modern course in smaller cities so more students can learn useful skills. Education will be connected directly to jobs and startups.
So today we have Mr. Bhavani with us. Sir, the Finance Minister has quoted that there is a shortage of designers in India and the government plans to set up National Institute of Design in India. So what is your view on that?
हाँ, ये सच बात है क्योंकि आज तक इंडस्ट्री ने डिजाइनिंग में इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं माना, उसको एज ए कॉस्ट माना डिजाइनिंग को. तो गवर्नमेंट का ये फैसला वैसे सही है और इंडिया में डिजाइनिंग में बहुत गैप है क्योंकि स्किल्स, बेसिक स्किल्स नहीं है लोगों को डिजाइनिंग की. जहाँ तक बात डिजाइनिंग में आती है, सिर्फ लोग अभी तक डिजाइनिंग में सिर्फ क्या बोलते हैं बेसिक डिजाइनिंग कंसेप्ट जानते थे, लेकिन जब बात प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग की आती है वहाँ पर बहुत लैक ऑफ स्किल था. तो अगर ऐसा हो रहा तो ये बहुत अच्छा कदम है.
The Finance Minister announced the development of 15 archaeological sites across the country into vibrant, experiential cultural destinations. These include historic locations such as Lothal, Dholavira, Rakhi Gadi, Sarnath and Leh Palace. Under the proposal, excavated landscapes will be open to the public through curated walkways. Immersive storytelling technologies will also be introduced to strengthen interpretation centers, conservation labs, and guide training. The initiative aims to preserve India's rich heritage while boosting tourism and local employment. Thank you.
At its core, Budget 2026 continues India's focus on balanced growth with fiscal discipline. The government has projected GDP growth above 7%, even amid global uncertainties. The fiscal deficit is targeted near 4.3% of GDP, reinforcing a commitment to keep government borrowing in check while still spending on priorities.
So the Union Budget of 2026-27 is here. So let's talk opinion from Mr. Rajiv Kumar. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So Rajiv, what you feel and general opinion about the Union Budget of this 2026-27?
I think according to my analysis of 2026-27 Union Budget, this time Nirmala Sitharaman, our Finance Minister, more focused towards the youth and changing global dynamics. And I think it's more like, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, by taking all the individuals, all committee members together and moving with them forward direction. And I think this is the 9th budget of Union Home Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, and the schemes which I see, Khelo India scheme and technology boost up scheme, focused on semiconductor, focused on crucial minerals. So I think the global condition right now, as per the economy, is quite challenging because of the tariff war going on by the Donald Trump government, crude oil prices. So that uncertainty I can see in the budget. So what I feel is more oriented. This budget is more oriented towards youth and changing economic environment.
The Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has allocated 6,81,210.27 crore to the Ministry of Defence in the Union Budget 2025-26, a 9.53% increase over the previous year, making it the highest funded ministry and underscoring the government's focus on national security and preparedness. Modernization remains a priority with rupees 1.80 lakh crore earmarked as capital outlay. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat, about 75% of the capital acquisition budget has been reserved for domestic procurement to strengthen indigenous defence manufacturing.
India's security threats are changing and defence spending must change too. As the Union Budget 26-27 approaches, experts say India must spend more on defence but spend smart. Defence spending has risen from 2.94 lakh crore to 6.81 lakh crore in a decade. Yet, its share of GDP has fallen to around 1.9%. Raising concern. The focus now is on modern weapons, new technology and Make in India. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat, defence production hits 1.27 lakh crore. Economists warn, more money means nothing without faster spending and clear planning. Because in defence, it's not about spending more, it's about spending wisely.
Okay, so according to you, how well this budget will be applied rather than the papers? So we can see that many budget will say that lots and lots of initiatives will be there. But once you look out in the practical level, we always feel like that it is not done properly or there are a lot more to go. So according to you, what you are expecting from this particular budget on the applied level?
See, on applied level, what I feel, this is the 9th budget of our Union Home Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. She has, quite experienced in implementing the budgets. So I think if we look at the execution level of this budget, so there are examples of this government that she has quite well implemented all the schemes, all the major projects. If you look at the MSME sectors, it has grown, I think, 3-fold in the last 10 years. So definitely there are always pros and cons. Some may be executed to 110%. Some may or may not be even up to 10% or 50%. So time and situation will tell that what were the reasons that this budget has succeeded, this scheme has succeeded, and what were the reasons that this kind of scheme hasn't been able to succeed. And if you look at the economic conditions, it's not only at micro level, it's macro level. Okay? World changing dynamics of the world also influences, home situations. So that will be also a challenge for the finance minister to address all those challenges and executing all these things together.
To sum up, Budget 2026-27 balances growth with responsibility, ambition with inclusion, from sprawling infrastructure plans to empowering farmers, from simplifying taxes to building future industries. It's a vision for a new India. In the days ahead, we will continue unpacking all key sectors, so stay tuned to IMC Times. I'm Ishita Sharma. Thank you for watching.